friends, it's Kim from Homestead Hopeful. There are only 7 days left until Christmas, and I have been very busy making Christmas presents. So I wanted to share some of those with you. Alright, to start off with, I made this denim reusable bag for my mom. Every year, my mother and I exchange stockings that we fill with goodies, and this year our theme was homemade, so I made as many of the gifts that I could for her, and this is one of them. It is just a lightweight denim, and it has pull strings on either side, and a pocket inside where she can put pens and a small pad of paper or even glasses in there. So that's the first gift. This next gift is supposed to be for your glove compartment or just a car organizer. It opens up. And on the inside, it has all of these larger, deep pockets. And then the secondary, smaller ones that you can see through. You can fit Band-Aids or lip gloss, or you can even put masks or anything like that in there. So there's lots of room to organize things. This can be your first aid kit. And then the other side, if you flip it over, has a giant pocket that has flannel on the inside. So you can store anything from masks to papers. You know, if you want your registration and that sort of thing in there, you can put that in there. So there's the organizer. So you do have to have some sewing skills for these gifts. I will link all of the patterns or tutorials down below that I used, so if you want to make them in time for Christmas, you still can. The next gift that I made is a small bowl cover. You can put tiny bowls in here and put them in the microwave so that you don't have to reach into the microwave and grab a hot bowl. So the next gift are these coasters. They are made out of just scrap fabric and rope. That's what gives the circular shape. And they're just tightly coiled up and sewn in a zigzag pattern. These are very quick, pretty easy. The hardest part is starting your zigzag in the middle. That's the hardest part. And then keeping it even. They feel really nice though. I made myself a blue one and they're very, very absorbent. I just love them. The next gift I made is a velvet scrunchie. So this is made out of just really nice soft velvety material. You don't even need a sewing machine to make a scrunchie. As long as you know how to hand sew, you can make just the tube and then sew it closed by hand. Okay, the next gift that I made is just a simple page marker. It's made out of magnets. So there's tiny little magnets in there, and your pen goes in here. So if you have a journal or a book or anything like that that you're writing in, you just take the little magnet, put it on either side of a page. So you put it on either side of a page to hold it in there, and then you can slip your pen in there. So then it'll stay in between the covers of your book, like that. The next gift that I made is this really cute pop-up cup. So basically what this is you can twist it and push the bottom inside the top, and it creates this little ring. So it stores flat. So if you have like a little craft project or something like that, or it probably even go in your car, and all you would do to make it stand up is just push the bottom out. So it's just this little fabric cup or fabric basket. You know, you can use it for like your little threads that you snip off and that sort of thing. You can even put your thread in there to carry around for a tiny little project. And then when you're all done, that's it. This was not a difficult project. It did take some figuring out because I didn't have the supplies that they required. It called for a Pringles can. That's what they used for the ring, and they used just a thin cardboard for the circular bottom, which was fine. I just didn't have a Pringles can, so I used just a cutout plastic ring from a creamer container. So that's how I got the plastic, but my plastic was much larger than theirs. So in the end, when you twist it up, theirs is much covered on the inside, much more covered. So it's probably taller, I guess, if you think about that. So mine isn't as tall as theirs because my measurements were a little different than theirs. So that took a little bit of figuring, but it's cute. The next gift that I made requires no sewing, but it does require quite a few supplies. I will link the tutorial. There is still plenty of time to be able to make these. They only take a couple hours to make, and it's all basically folded fabric, and then they're all pinned in there. So once you fold them into like a little triangular shape, you use pins to pin them in place, and that's what gives you these lovely shapes. So these are going to be one for my mom's stocking, but I also made some for neighbor gifts. We have, if you haven't heard already, we have the best neighbors. So I would love to show them some love and appreciation. Mine aren't as exact as the tutorial, the person making the tutorial, but they are pretty and they'll make a nice gift. So they're fun to make. They do require a little bit of time because you have to measure out all of these rectangles in order to turn them into folded triangles to pin. So that does require a little bit of time, but they're pretty easy to make. So, and that's that. The last gift that I made are these super cute worry dolls. I remember having these when I was a kid, only they were in a little like bamboo type box, little oval box, and I remember having them. These are handmade out of miniature clothespins. There's other things that you can use. I've seen some people using pipe cleaners, so it really just kind of depends. Here's what one of them looks like up close. So these are going in stockings. It's just a fun little thing to do. Okay friends, well that's what I've been working on for Christmas presents this year. We still have 7 days until Christmas, so these projects can still be made. I will link all of the tutorials and or instructions down below. I've found them all very useful. I've been able to follow them all without any problems, so hopefully you can too. None of them took me very long. I think probably the one that took the longest was the glove compartment organizer. And that was probably an entire evening project. That took me a few hours to make. Otherwise, none of them took very long, and they can all be made in just a couple hours. So if you have a couple hours to make a homemade gift, and you have it does require some ability to sew. If you have the ability to be able to sew, they can be made in just a couple of hours. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful Christmas. Bye-bye.